Hey guys, finally gotten down to modifying a blaster. Haven't done one in a while, or rather one to this extent. But anyway, I present to you my Raider 3000. Few things, alright. This one has an airtank 3000 tank inside, a brass breech which is a 9/16 barrel, and still makes use of the clip system. Okay, so it's not a sort of a single loaded brass breech. Okay, and of course it's in your clear Raider shell. Why I actually used certain parts of these, I'll just go on to it in a moment when I'm showing you the internal shot, which I'll show you guys right now. Hey guys, here's an internal shot to my Raider 3K. The reason I'm showing you this is because it's done differently from some of the other Nerfers that did a very similar mod. Some of the other members is of course pSyk. He did a Rampage with a 3K tank inside, and his one's actually auto breech loading, which is really cool. Okay, I'll put a link in the description box. Next is popatachi, who did a Raider 3K. However, his only had a breech, and it did not actually encompass the ammo clip itself, and the breech was loaded from the other side over here, which is where your sliding door is usually placed. The last guy that did something similar is AJ. He's an Australian Nerfer, and he did what he calls the Mega Raider, where he put a Mega Missile tank inside the Raider. So I actually took a bit from all the different Nerfers and put it all together into this modification, and I'll now just explain it to you briefly. Okay, of course here's the 3K tank. Pump I'm using is a Hornet pump. As you can see, it's angled downwards is because the handle is rather sizable and I like it. I did not want to change it out for Max Strike or any other type of pump. I like the Hornet pump a lot, so the reason it is angled downwards is because it being rather fat, if you actually hold it, you notice that your hand is actually coming really close to the bottom of the shell itself. So I could have maybe angled it slightly higher a bit, but part of the shell could not really let me do it that way, and this was the best way that I actually figured out in the end. Okay, the thing I like about this modification is that this whole setup here is entirely removable. There's literally close to nothing that is actually glued in. Everything is actually held in and supported by different parts of the shell, which makes many parts of the blaster itself very accessible should you need to make any repairs. Okay, the pump rest is actually this part of the shell over here, which is where this part actually pushes against when you are pumping it, so that the pump will not shift out of place. Zip tie is placed so that it can be tagged around that piece of the shell here. Alright, to prevent it from being pulled out, okay, I use the bottom part, which is over here. Alright, this is all part of the shell, and in order to make sure your pump stays in place, this will be my sort of a rest. Okay, and all I did was took a piece of 1/2" PVC. Okay, of course I cut out the center so that you can actually clip it on. Alright, this part was glued in. Okay, so but this whole pump is actually loose. Yeah, it's not held in by any hot glue. Alright, tubing is held here, okay, to the outside. Alright, over here this whole piece is also removable. Okay, let me show you. See, it can be removed. And over at the back is my rather unique trigger setup. I did get a bit of inspiration from both pSyk as well as AJ. As you can see over here, I have a lever trigger, which is actually what I've been wanting to try out for a while. It did take me quite a while to figure this out, because of all the positioning as well as the tweaking, and it is also my first time attempting something like that, a lever trigger mod. Alright, so for AJ's mod, he actually used this rest over here, which is actually part of the original Raider, whereby a rod will stick out from here. However, I did fiddle around with it, push the rod back and forth, and actually I could see stress marks inside the pot itself. So I decided to actually make my own. Okay, and this is done by just drilling a hole here, inserting a long bolt through. Yep, this one I got from AJ, which is very clever. He used actually these two parts, which was part of some piece inside the original Raider, cut it out to act as the guide for your this lever over here. Yep, so just bolt it in place, and it can actually be used this way. Alright, at the back itself, I just bent the pin. Okay, cut out a slot here, bend the pin so that your firing tank pin can fit through, and this is the part whereby I used sort of a little bit from pSyk himself. This is actually part of a binder clip. Yep, see, as you can see, one side is missing, the other side is over here, and I actually used this to actually make this part here. The main problem with a lever trigger is that if everything you put it if everything is held in stationary, there may be a lot of tension either on here or on the upper part when you actually pull the trigger backwards, because when you actually pull it back, the angle between the two levels will actually change. So what this sort of mod does is actually, by using this, okay, what I did was I cut out a groove, okay, and two half cuts over here, so that you can actually slot in this piece, and this sits inside here very nicely. So you can actually, there's some little wiggle room, and the good thing is that it's definitely held in place, it is removable, and it works like a charm. I'll show you guys how it works later when everything is assembled back together. Of course, the best part about this mod is that I did it in a clear shell, so a lot of my troubleshooting I could actually fix because I could see what was going on inside, which really helped a lot. If I were using a normal Raider shell, I definitely would encounter a lot of problems with the trigger and maybe a little bit on the breech. Okay, of course, the last part about my breech is that I'm using a 9/16 breech. This is actually very close to what AJ did, just that I did not use any PVC whatsoever. This is a Korean Pet G, nested over 5/8, 19/32, and then this is your 9/16 barrel. I custom made this guide to pSyk Stefan clips because this is gonna be my wall blaster, and of course I'm gonna use clips to go with it to increase my rate of fire, which was what I thought Popatachi's blaster was lacking. I mean, you do everything, but you take out the clip system, which kind of defeats the purpose of using a Raider shell. You may as well use another type of shell which doesn't have a clip if you're gonna remove the clip system. Yep. So yeah, just bend the pin, and that's about it. Yep. Just drill some. You gotta do quite a bit of shell work here. Some in the part from the pump, but otherwise it's quite a straightforward mod. So the only part I glued in is actually this part over here, which acts as a tank rest. So yep, this part is entirely removable. Alright, when you place in your tank, okay, what that part does is actually it rests just nice at the tank, so that when you pull the pin, at least should there be an excessive amount of force, okay, at least this part prevents the tank from, or this whole piece from, separating from its the main body. Alright, time to assemble it back. Okay, so now that you've seen the internals, you more or less get a better idea of how this blaster works. Alright, and just to let you see the trigger system, okay, over here. So yep, it works pretty well. As you can see, the pin over here, it's actually being pulled straight, so it won't cause any bending or air leak whatsoever. And this is the shot at the back. So yeah, I really like working with the clear shell. Mad props to pSyk. Alright, he actually passed this shell to me for free, and I'm very thankful for it, so thanks bro. And this is what I actually did to the shell. So yeah, it still has this original sticker over the top. So yeah, tomorrow I actually have a wall, and I can't wait to use this. Alright, it'll be my at my walls I host, or to any walls that I go to, I actually use a Nerf airtank 3000, as of course with a 6-dart turret. So I'm actually trying to find a blaster that can replace that to use at a Nerf wall, and I'm thinking this may be one of them. Alright, let me now show you guys the firing test. For my firing test, I'll be using a pSyk Stefan clip. Okay, for my dart, this is a pink foam body with a purple silly tip. I'll be firing off 4 shots, and I've already loaded 3, so just push it down and load your last dart itself. Okay, for my blaster, I prefer to actually slide it out first, and then followed by actually feeding the clip. And over here, just show you this. Yep. After that, you can close the blaster and start to pump it up. I'll be doing 4 shots, so I'll do it 6, 7, 8, and 9 pumps. Okay, I'll be firing at this cardboard box over here. Okay, 7 pumps, 8 pumps, and last one, 9 pumps. Oops, this is very loud. Okay, let's check out the damage. Alright, this is the box, so as you can see, 4 shots, very clear. This is at the back, whereby none made it through 2 sides, which is a bit surprising. Okay, maybe if I use hot glue domes, it may be able to penetrate both sides. But anyway, this one managed to sort of peek out of the other side. Yep. yeah, so that's about it. This is my Raider 3000. Let me know what you guys think, and of course thanks to all those who have already done something like this before, so that you know, I could actually learn from how they did it, and yeah, some pointers and tips. Yep, just some close-ups. Okay, I hope you guys like this modification. I haven't done one in a while. So yeah, I took my time to go through it for you guys in this video. I hope you really like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and thanks for watching.